everyone, Draco Magnius here. I'm going to let you guys know something before we start this video for the update on what's going on with episode 11 part 3. This is the 5th time I've been trying to upload this video. And I've discovered through all of the videos I've tried to post, it's not just part of Part 3 that YouTube and Square Enix has a problem with. It's the entire video itself. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, explain what happens in every cutscene. And I'm not too happy about it. In fact, I actually am recording this just after I got home from work. And I had it uploading when I left, and when I came home, I discovered it had been deleted. But enough of me complaining. It's about time we actually get into the actual recording, and I tell you what none of you will be able to see unless you get the game. Alright, I'll start, of course, with where we left off. Where we left off, we had soundly kicked Blaze's butt, and Jagron screwed us over by appearing after we had defeated Blaze and was about to kill us. That's when Goldenrod came in. She then wanted the Crystal Idol. She booked the Royal Army decided to leave us alone for now to chase after her. Lucky us. And then we decided to chase after Goldenrod as well. That activates the minigame Chocobo Chase, which an annotation for that will appear right here. Right there. After said Chocobo Chase, well, actually I should say this about Chocobo Chase. It ends near a fallen airship. I think it's like a cruise airship like the Alexis 2, but it's not all that important, I don't think. Yeah, it's not that important, I don't think. Unless it's the original one. Well, we'll get to that when we get to it. No spoilers in this episode, just what we've missed. After the Chocobo Chase minigame, a cutscene activates with Blaze and Jagron, which is an incredibly important plot point is here, which is another reason that I'm pissed off that it's deleting this video, but I digress. I should explain. Jagron is riding on a chocobo who has a metal helm on, of course, because he's like a army riding chocobo. And then when Jagron stops near this airship, all of a sudden a fireball gets he gets hit by a fireball, which he blocked with his metal thing that he has on his arm, jump behind a wall, and then we see Blaze, who's a little more than pissed off, you know, considering Jagron didn't give him what he owes him and essentially called him worthless trash. And Jagron does something completely and utterly stupid. He tells Blaze that near crystal reactors, crystal bearers are more powerful. And he's like, great, that's wonderful for me. I'll be more powerful than ever. And he charges up. And then Jagron starts saying something about his power, which gets you thinking, what the hell is he talking about? Blaze is the bearer. Which Blaze addresses right away. What are you talking about? Begging for your life? Hello, I'm the bearer. Then he charges up his flames in his hands, which turn blue, and he throws them at Jagron, who then grabs his chocobo, moves it in front of him, and the chocobo turns to red crystal for some reason. Then he throws it aside, and we see Jagron's entire arm is red crystal. That's right, Jagron is a crystal bearer, and not just any crystal bearer. Remember the discussion I had earlier on in this LP about the Moon Touched in Ring of Fates? He's a moon-touched crystal bearer, something that has never existed in Final Fantasy The Crystal Chronicles, in the short lifetime that crystal bearers have been around, but still, that's pretty amazing. And then Blaze, he's scared out of his mind, which he rightfully is. Jagron's power is crystallization, and he's near a crystal reactor, which means he's even more powerful. So Blaze is running for his life, and he throws a fireball at Jagron, but it misses entirely. And he trips over on his face. And then Jagron slowly walks up to him and goes, "You are useless in life. Perhaps in death you might be of use to me." Puts his hand on his chest, and we see Blaze turned into red crystal in front of our very eyes. And then he shatters and gets absorbed into the crystal reactor of this fallen airship. Meanwhile, inside the airship somehow, Goldenrod is running from Lael, and all of a sudden the ship activates around them, obviously from, of course, Blaze being absorbed into the crystal reactor of the airship. And as this happens, they're actually in an elevator shaft, and the elevator starts coming down, and Lael's like, "Oh crap!" He grabs some pipes from the wall to lower the speed of the elevator coming toward him. And he has to, like, duck into the side of the wall, or else he's going to get hit in the face with an elevator, which is never really comfortable, as you could imagine. And then Lael's like, "What the hell, Goldenrod?" And she's like, "That wasn't me." "Who else but a crystal bearer could do such parlor tricks?" He says, of course. Goldenrod was trying to open this door that they're at. I'm not exactly sure where in the ship it is exactly, because you're not really seeing much. Anyway, Goldenrod's trying to open the door, and Lael walks in, and the door closes behind him. But then it opens again, which is kind of weird. And what I mean by it being weird is it was wide open at first, and Lael walked in, then it closed. Then it opens a different way, which I don't know how that works exactly. Anyway, but Jagron's on the other side of the door, and they try to very reasonably explain that the Yuke need to come back, or the crystal principle being out of whack might destroy the world. And Jagron's like, "Oh, it's the Yuke being here that's causing the imbalance in the principle." And Lael shows him the little red crystal he got from Goldenrod. Goldenrod says it's this red crystal here that's disrupting the order. And then Jagron randomly says, "Then it's agreed, you must be destroyed." And I'm sure you're all having the exact same reaction as I did the first time I saw that. "Then it's agreed, you must be destroyed because..." Wait, why exactly? I mean, even if you don't know, Jagron has the powers of red crystallization, that still seems like a jump. Hell, even if you do know he has the power for red crystallization, that seems like a jump. I mean, I guess it's because, he's trying to keep that secret that he has that power, but it's just so friggin' random. But I digress. At that point, we have Goldenrod summons a behemoth out, and it attacks Jagron. Since it's become obvious that Jagron is going to kill Lael as well, Amitatelian goes, "Lael, I could use some assistance here with this door." So he charges up his powers, and he smashes the door out with his power. Then he turns around to see Jagron beating the tar out of the behemoth with his iron arm thing. He goes, "Is this guy for real?" Amitatelian goes, "Come on, Lael, let's go!" And this activates one of my favorite cutscenes in the game. It's really funny. They jump out of the airship, out of that door, and at the same time they say, "Can your powers? I thought yours could!" "Oh no! Oh man!" And then Lael brings his hand down to try and slow their descent with his powers, but they crash into the ground. And we learned something about Yukes at this point. The Yukes of this world, anyway. So, Lael gets up and he sees that Goldenrod's armor is scattered all over the snow. He's like, "Oh my god! No joke, are you okay?" Then all of a sudden we hear... and he looks and we see Goldenrod's head on the snow. He's like, "Whoa!" Which anyone would. I mean, she's laughing and she's in pieces. But she goes, "I'm very ticklish." And then the armor starts to reform, revealing to us that even though in the other Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles games, even though the Ukes were a feline, it seems that since they've been exiled to the edge of existence from the destruction of their tribal crystal, they've evolved to souls in armor, which is pretty cool. And she reassembles herself and whatnot, and she says something about Ukes not being easy to beat that way. It's how we are, essentially, is what she says. And then, all of a sudden, Jagron is in an one of the tiny airships, not like a gigantic one like the Alexis, but he's in one of those small ones, like the one Kais was in the beginning of the game when we were escorting the Alexis. And obviously, Lael and Goldenrod start running, where he goes, "Let's go, Goldenrod!" She reveals her name to us, Amid Italian. Now I can finally stop friggin' stumbling and tell you her actual name. It's Amid Italian. Oh, thank God, I feel so much better. Anyway, which starts up the mini-game, The Awakened Beast, which will appear in an annotation right here. Of course, that's why I'm pointing. Why else would I be pointing at the air? And, actually, I should explain with this minigame something, though. I did that minigame with Hawk A6. So if you haven't seen it already, click the annotation and you'll watch. And it is a multiplayer game, of course. So yeah, look forward to that. Anywho, after that minigame, we're still running from Jagron. And unfortunately, he has his sights from the gun on his airship locked onto Lael, and Goldenrod jumps in the way and pushes him over the cliff that they're near. And we see a bullet manage to hit the back of her armor, which breaks it in half. Well, not the armor in half, of course, a part of her armor in half. Which doesn't seem like it'd be that much damage, but when they fall on the ground, Lael dusts himself off and is like, sorry about that. And we see like this green gas leaking out of Amid Italian. And she can barely get up. He's like, whoa, are you okay, Amid Italian? It doesn't look that bad. It is very bad, Lael. If my armor is damaged, I can't stabilize my existence in this world. Meaning when her armor gets damaged, she can no longer exist unless it gets fixed or she gets a new set of armor, which is very, very bad. Since they're in the middle of the snow, I don't think there's anyone who can help her with that. So Lael has Goldenrod on his, he's helping support her. And then, of course, Colonel Kais comes in. He's like, good job, Lael. You did it. You caught her. He's like, Lael goes, I think I'm going to help for what? Wait, you're helping the enemy? Why? I owe her a favor, Kais. That's how it's always been with us. And then, wouldn't you know it, Jagron and some of the Royal Army comes. And when I say some of the Royal Army, I mean some soldiers and some crystal armor friggin' suits. Yeah. I don't think they need Kais for this. I think they could have just taken care of us both even if he wasn't there, but I digress. And Jagron goes, Colonel Kais, get the hostiles! And Kais is like, damn it, what about my plan, Lael? And then Lael rips Belle's line, you're a Selkie. You can handle it solo. Seriously, it annoys me that he used that. And I think he's going to use it more than... Well, he's already used it more than once, I think. Excuse me. Then Jagron's like, Kais, insubordination is a serious offense! And then he pulls out this little pistol. He's like, you're nothing but trouble. Cocks the gun, and he does this with his hand. To let Lael know he wants him to, hit him with his powers. Which he does, and then everyone opens fire. Of course. Amid Italian opens a portal. Lael uses powers to jump on in. And after that, we're back at the edge of existence. Which I believe, actually, after we're at the edge of existence, we are in her home. And she tells Lael, open that closet over there. He does, and out falls another suit of armor for, well, not a suit of armor, the armor for Amid Italian. And I'll let you guys know, personally, I think her first set of armor looks better than this set of armor. This set of armor does look cool. And you will see her second set of armor if you keep watching the LP, of course. But, yeah, as I'm saying, her original armor looked so much cooler. Anyway. So she goes, this is going to take some time. She gets on her knees, and the green smoke that was coming out of her starts channeling out of her into the new suit of armor, of course. And Lael has a little look around. In the middle of the room, there's this pool of water that shows us images we've seen in the journey so far. Like, we see the wanted posters of Lael and Belle. I believe we see the Alexis airship while it's flying. We see the crystal idol that's on Altea's clothes. And we see the Lilty tribal crystal in the sky. And Lael keeps looking around, and guess what he finds on Amita-Talion's desk? Remember how Kais lost the contract for the Alexis job? Amita-Talion had it. And he reads the contract out, and after he finishes, Amita-Talion goes, I knew everything. I knew you would be there, and I knew you'd pull me out. By the way, I don't know how she knows that. She either has psychic powers along with her ability to make portals, or she's just awesome like that. And then after she says that, she goes, I'm a little weak. Would you like to look around town? And of course we would. And she makes the image on the pool look like it's called Yuke-Sky City, of course. And Lael jumps into the pool, and he gets teleported into Yuke-Sky City. And that's where episode 11 ended. So, since I don't have my past self in the cutscene actually doing it, I think we're going to end this video here. So in the next episode of Final Fantasy, The Crystal Chronicles Crystal Bears, we will be exploring Yuke-Sky City. See you guys then, and I'm thanking sweet merciful God that this is friggin' update in episode 11's finally over. I hope. See you guys in the next episode.